Welcome to Audit Archive, where we run you through some of the most questionable and rather atrocious police encounters. Today, we're looking at several cases of police misconduct, including an incident where officers tased and used excessive force against an elderly, disabled man in a wheelchair. Our first incident involves officers tasing an elderly handicapped man in a wheelchair, resulting in their righteous termination from the force. On June 20th, 2021, in St. Petersburg, Florida, officers encountered a 64-year-old man by the name of Timothy Grant, who currently had 5 open warrants for his arrest. As a result, they were required to detain him and bring him to jail. How they went about it, however, was mortifying to say the least.
Alright, dude, you got a warrant for your arrest because you fought with a law enforcement officer and you had a court date and you never showed up to the court date.
I got a court date.
You had cocaine on you, had paraphernalia on you, had marijuana on you. Yep. So you didn't go to court, so you got a warrant for your arrest.
court date.
Either stand up or I'm going to place you.
I'm standing.
Just drop that down. We'll give your bottle of water back.
Okay. Well, what court date have?
I'm not.
Okay.
We can talk about this.
Okay, come on.
I'm not calling anybody. Stand up.
Okay, come on.
Can you stand or not?
I can stand.
You can't stand?
What court date? Okay, come on.
You can talk to a lawyer when you're in jail.
No, jail for what? What I did?
I already told you you have a warrant for your arrest.
What warrant do I have, sir?
I already told you.
What?
You fought with. You've got 5 warrants.
No.
Listen. Okay.
Come on, sir. Okay, I got to get up.
Despite Mr. Grant clearly being disabled and traveling in a wheelchair, the officers continued to pester him and forcibly remove him from it, which could have resulted in serious injuries to the victim. According to the Legal and Liability Risk and Management Institute, courts have recognized 2 types of claims with respect to law enforcement and the Americans with Disabilities Act. The first is that police wrongly arrest someone with a disability because they misperceive the effects of that disability as criminal activity. The second is that, while police properly investigate and arrest a person with a disability for a crime unrelated to that disability, they fail to reasonably accommodate the person's disability in the course of investigation or arrest, causing the person to suffer greater injury or indignity in that process than other arrestees. As one can see, the first claim ties in directly to this situation, where the officer foolishly mistook the victim's inability to stand up as a defiance of his order. Nevertheless, the 2 deputies continued to handle the situation in a reckless manner.
I'm gonna get up. Yeah,
if he doesn't, I'm going to tase him.
I'm gonna get up.
You hear that?
Yeah.
Okay. Stand up.
Bring
your legs in. Bring your legs in.
Hey, okay, guys.
No,
Come on.
come on.
Stand up.
Okay. Well, I did. Stand.
Stand?
No, I can't stand.
You just told me you could walk.
You just said
I
you could
can't
walk.
walk. Okay. Guys, question.
Stand up. Stand up.
Guys, question.
Are you going to stand up?
Hey, bro. Yeah, I ain't really. Hey, bro. Call my mama. I ain't doing nothing wrong. I ain't really.
Go down to the ground then.
Okay.
If you can't stand up, go to the ground.
What I did.
Go to the ground.
What I did, though? What my wrist?
Oh, you're walking.
What?
That's fine.
Yeah. What I did wrong?
Come on.
Are you going to walk or not?
Yeah, I'm walk. What I did wrong, though?
I told you have a warrant for your arrest.
One for my foot.
All right,
What I did?
You're going to tase. Stop.
What I did?
Stop.
You
You have a warrant for your arrest.
For what?
Stop resisting
For what?
or you're going to get tased.
I asked you a question.
I already told you have a warrant for your arrest.
What
You're
arrest
making
for
this a
what?
lot harder.
Arrest for what?
You're about to get tased.
Arrest for what?
Stop, you're going to get
I did
tased.
nothing wrong.
You have a warrant for your arrest.
I want from arrest. Arrest for what?
Hold on a second. Nope.
Arrest for what? I want for what? Call the captain. Arrest. I don't have no warrant. I ain't did nothing wrong. I got no warrant. I don't have no warrant. Yes, ma'am. Okay, I ain't got no problem. I ain't over here. I ain't bucking, man.
All right, stand up.
Right here.
Stand up.
Put your hands behind your back.
Put
your hands behind your
What
back.
I did wrong?
Put your hands behind your back.
Behind your back.
Yes, sir. What I did? Y'all was telling me. What I did?
You're going to get tased. Put your hands behind your back. You're going to get tased. Stop.
What I did, though? What I did?
Get your hands behind your back.
Please, can I talk? Can we talk, please? Can we talk? Can we talk? Please call my mama. Call my mama, please.
Stop.
Yeah, what I did?
Stop.
I ain't even resisted, sir.
Stop. Yes, you are. Put your hand behind your back.
Okay, what's going on, though?
Put your hand behind your back. Put it behind your back.
Despite being able to detain the victim through bodily force, the officer deployed his taser against an innocent man due to a situation that he himself created. According to the ACLU's taser policy, authorized personnel may use the taser when circumstances known to the individual officer at the time indicate that such application of the taser is reasonable to control a person in any of the following circumstances. 1. The subject is violent or physically resisting. 2. A subject who, by words or action, has demonstrated an intention to be violent or to physically resist and who reasonably appears to present the potential to harm officers, him, herself, or others. 3. A reasonable belief that an individual has committed or threatened to commit a serious offense. Mere flight from pursuing officers shall not serve as good cause for the use of the taser to apprehend an individual. It further goes on to say that the use of the taser should generally be avoided unless the totality of the circumstances indicate that other available options reasonably appear ineffective, impractical, or would present a greater danger to the officer, the subject, or others, and the officer reasonably believes that the need to control the individual outweighs the risk of using the taser. One kind of party that should avoid being tased is elderly individuals. Upon reviewing these policies, it's safe to say that the officers have no excuse for the crimes they've committed here.
I did no wrong. I did no wrong.
Put your hand behind your back.
Now, not only did the officer tase Mr. Grant once, but an additional 2 times. Therefore, the action could be considered as a use of excessive force, which refers to the force used in excess of what a police officer reasonably believes is necessary. A police officer may be held liable for using excessive force in an arrest, an investigatory stop, or other seizures. A police officer may also be liable for not preventing another police officer from using excessive force. Furthermore, such an act is, according to Abramson and Denenberg, PC, considered illegal as the Fourth Amendment prohibits police officers from using excessive force when arresting someone. It also prohibits police officers from unreasonable seizures, which can include an arrest or detention of someone's person or body. It should also be noted that the female officer involved did nothing to halt the cruelty of her partner, which, as you could guess, is a violation of their department's duty to intervene policy, which states, employees have a duty to intervene when it is safe and reasonable to do so, to prevent or stop wrongdoing if they observe another agency employee or public safety associate engage in any unreasonable use of force, or if they become aware of any violation of departmental policy, state or federal law, or local ordinance. The employee will also notify the appropriate supervisory authority.
Okay, I'll put my hand down there.
Do it then.
Put your hand behind your back.
Why I do that? Well, I did not listen. Okay.
After the incident, St. Petersburg Police Chief Anthony Holloway made a statement in a press conference along with an update regarding the incident. The following footage shows a clip from the speech he gave when asked to talk about the case.
And that does cause an electrical shock to go through the body. After that was done, he wrote a report. In the report, he said that Mr. Grant was resisting with violence. You've all saw that tape. Mr. Grant was not resisting with violence. That charge has been reduced to resisting arrest without violence because Mr. Grant refused to put his hands behind his back. Mr. Grant is still in custody for the 5 active warrants that he's in prison now serving on those 5 active warrants. And I just want to make sure I reiterate this to everyone. We had a process in place. The command staff looked at this tape, looked at the report, saw what the officer did, and took it right to the officer professional standard like they're supposed to be. This will not and cannot be tolerated here at St. Petersburg Police Department.
In the end, as a result of his actions, the officer who tased the victim was subsequently fired from the police department. Our next incident revolves around a case where officers tased and used excessive force against a man in an extremely fragile state. On July 16, 2019, in Stanislaus County, California, members of the local police department responded to a report of a family fight that escalated to a possible gang war. It all started with a 911 call, the recording of which is shown in the following footage.
Yes, my name is George Vicente. I'm in on Imperial Avenue, Modesto, California.
Imperial?
Yes.
Okay, and what's going on there?
One of my sons is turning crazy,
What's your son's name, George? What's your son's name?
Rudy Santillan. He's waking everything.
Rudy Santillan?
Yeah.
Okay, how old is he? Hello?
Rudy, stop! I need to let right away because this is going way crazy.
Okay, how old is Rudy?
Around 30.
30s? Has he been drinking or doing any drugs?
I'm not sure. I'm not pretty sure because this is going crazy. He's breaking everything.
What color shirt and pants is he wearing?
Black and a gray t-shirt.
A gray
inside the house.
Gray t-shirt, black pants?
It's inside the house, yeah.
Anybody need an ambulance?
No.
Do you know if you don't know if he's been drinking or doing any drugs?
He just took one beer yesterday now, but I don't know because of that.
Okay. Okay, Jorge, we'll get somebody out there, okay?
Thank you, for sure. Send it fast.
Okay.
As stated in the call, 36-year-old Rudy Santillan was running from rooftop to rooftop, trying to avoid the pursuers on his tail. This was because Mr. Santillan was a member of the Sureños, a group of loosely affiliated gangs that pay tribute to the Mexican mafia while in U.S. state and federal correctional facilities. Conclusively, this meant that the people chasing after him were members of the rival gang Norteños, as explained by the father after making a second 911 call.
And we don't know where he's a Sureño? Are you saying your son is a Sureño?
Yeah.
And the Norteños are there looking for him?
All kinds of Norteños.
Okay, how many people are out there looking for him?
I don't know. I can see 4 trucks right now.
Do you see any weapons?
No, I don't got nothing.
Okay, and about how many people do you think are out there looking for him?
A whole bunch. And they were calling for
Is that 2? Is that 100? How many is a whole bunch?
No, I can see like around 30.
30?
Yeah.
Okay, and where are these 30 people at?
Around Latin, Imperial, and Indio. Right here, running around.
Okay, but no eyes on your son?
No.
Okay, we'll go ahead and let the officers know, okay?
Okay.
In response to the call, multiple deputies arrived at the scene and proceeded to interrogate witnesses who claimed to have seen Mr. Santillan.
Still trying to figure it out. Cool. All right. Hey, did you guys see any of this? What happened? Did you guys see any of this?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay. What happened?
The guy's crazy. Well, I don't know what the hell's wrong with him. But
okay,
earlier,
that's the vibe I'm getting right now. That's what we're trying to figure out.
Earlier, he was right here. Earlier, he was right here, and he's all screaming at me to get inside my house. Like, get the inside the house. I'm like, I was going to work.
Was it just him and his dad? Did you see any guns or anything like that involved with him?
Nah, I didn't see nothing like that. No. But
so it was just him taking off running from his dad?
I just seen him take off running. But he's crazy, dude. Anybody he's seen, he'll just go off on him. Like, that ain't cool, What if an old lady's passing by or something, But earlier, like I was telling him in the morning, I came out and he's over here screaming at me, like, get the inside the house. And it looked like he had something in his hand. I don't know what it was. It was dark. And I was just like, what the fuck, And he's like, get the inside the house. I told him, I'm talking to you. I'm all like,
so how long did he take off running? Give or take?
Probably like 20 minutes.
So it's been a while.
He was running around right here. I don't know, but...
See him on roofs or anything? They're saying he was running on roof to roof.
Yeah,
he was Spider-Man.
Yeah, he was going on roofs.
Where was that at?
By Avio. Last time I heard.
Oh, wait, up there. I didn't see any of that.
But I'm just like that.
I just saw the Jeep.
That's pretty crazy. The guy like that being out on the run like that, Imagine.
After trying their luck and going to his last spotted location, one of the deputies, Deputy Balance, found Mr. Santillan walking around in a field, sweating profusely and foaming at the mouth. What the deputies did next, however, was shocking to say the least.
This way, man! Come this way! Come on, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming! Walk this way! Come this way! Come this way! Come this way! Keep coming! Keep coming! Keep coming!
Despite the officers being told by witnesses that Mr. Santillan had no weapons on him, the officer continued to point a firearm at the shirtless man. Obviously, such an action is extremely illegal and has several ramifications. For instance, in a certain incident, the city of Phoenix agreed to pay $475,000 to a family in 2020 after one of its officers approached their parked car with his gun drawn. As reported in the Arizona Republic at the time, the husband and wife were in the car with their 2 young daughters. The husband stated that the police officer came up, opened the door, and banged on the window with a gun, saying that he was going to shoot them in the face, telling them to get out of the car. As a result, the court covering the case stated that pointing guns at persons who are compliant and present no danger is a constitutional violation. Despite this being an incident one should refer to as a guideline, the officers seemed to ignore it entirely as they aimed their loaded weapons at an unarmed person.
Keep coming! Keep your hands up! Come this way! You're gonna get bit by the dog! Stop. Okay, go ahead. You're gonna get bit by the dog! Put your hands up! You're gonna get bit by the dog! Fast! You got cuts. Clear. You're gonna get shot again! You're gonna get shot again!
Despite having Mr. Santillan already restrained via tasers and the bodily force of multiple officers, with no signs of him resisting, one deputy let go of their police dog and let it attack the already detained victim. According to departmental policy, as applied to police dogs, a canine apprehension is a justifiable and lawful use of force if the threat to officers and/or public is significant. The need for force must be sufficient to justify the canine apprehension. The circumstances of the event confronting the officer determine whether the use of force was lawful or unlawful. Furthermore, the use of the canine in an apprehension generally involves felony suspects. In this case, however, it's obvious that this policy wasn't followed. What's more is that the officers continued to tase the victim and use excessive force while the canine was deployed. As previously mentioned, the Fourth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution protects one against this, since it states that the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. Nevertheless, Mr. Santillan's wrongful persecution continued.
Alright, somebody get his hands! Grab his hands! I got his wrist right here! Stop moving! Shut taser off. This one's running. Yeah, I got his hand. There you go. Stop resisting! Got him? Stop moving, you got him? Yeah. Give him your hands. They got him, but they're in front. Huh? We gotta get him in back, guys. Alright. Stop fighting! Stop kicking! Stop resisting or I'll break your finger. Where we're gonna go. Stop. Okay, go ahead and pull him back. Pull him back. Or I'll break your finger. Do you understand? Get his hands on the foot up. Stop! Bring his other foot up. I'll do it. I'm serious. Bring it up.
As if they hadn't put this man through enough suffering already, multiple deputies pressed their knees against the victim's back and neck onto the hot, scorching sand below. Considering that such an action is considered a carotid restraint, their actions clearly violated the SCRJ model policy, which defines chokeholds as legal hands-on maneuvers that may cut off the supply of blood and oxygen to the brain, and includes under this definition strangleholds, neck restraints, and carotid restraints. Any and all chokeholds are prohibited under the policy. Furthermore, when taking into account that chokeholds are defined as deadly force, the actions of the officers involved are called further into question when looking at the conditions for when deadly force is meant to be used. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, law enforcement officers and correctional officers may use deadly force only when necessary, that is, when the officer has a reasonable belief that the subject of such force poses an imminent danger of death or serious physical injury to the officer or to another person. Therefore, what the deputies were doing could not be considered an action that was commendable by any means.
Stop! Stop resisting. What happened? Hey, put him away and get him a wrap. Get my key out of my belt right there. You got another? Get it better from that side. Just bury his head. Bury his head in the ground. Don't let him get up. Stop moving. You got it? Alright, so I got this here. I'm gonna bring his other hand on his back, alright?
And taser for Bryson.
Control of it. Ready? Yep. I'm gonna let go on my knee. Alright, 1, 2, 3.
You gotta bend it the right way. You gotta bend it the right way. You gotta break it. Break it around. Take it around the right way. The other way. It's gonna go down. Go down. There you go.
Use his cuff, or use the cuff to bring his hand around. Like this. See? Look up, look up.
Just bring the other cuff, dude.
Here you go. You good?
Obviously, when faced with an attack from tasers that pierced his skin, a dog, and multiple officers piling on top of him in a drugged state, the victim became unresponsive and fell unconscious. Unfortunately, it was only many minutes later that the deputies noticed this and began performing CPR in order to awaken him.
Watch the darts are on the ground, guys. There's one stuck in his belt. It's obviously connected a little bit more than mine. Rudy. Rudy. I feel, yeah, put him on his side. Put him on his side. Yeah, I'll get him. Here. No, carotid's the last one on his neck. Right here. Or I got it. Look out. I'm not feeling the pulse. Nothing. Start CPR. Hey! Yeah, start it. Start it. Control 6Q3 starting CPR. Deeper compressions. Yeah. Deeper compressions. Get the mask on his face. Where's it at? There you go. Didn't count out 1, 2. Who's got a mask? There you go. Mask. 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. Open his airway. Open his airway and see if it's clear.
After around 2 minutes of the officers performing CPR, paramedics arrived on the scene in order to take over medical procedures.
Good? Is everybody good? I'll count off. Ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Watch the AD.
Okay, just run the machine. Let's get him in there. And I'll put him on my motor. Is he fighting that at all? Let me put it in like.
Shortly after, Mr. Santalan was taken to a local doctor's medical center. Unfortunately, however, he died around 5 hours later. His passing was considered an in-custody death. Due to this, the Stanislaus County District Attorney's Office and Sheriff's Department began investigating the incident. However, as of the date of this recording, no new information has surfaced regarding this clear homicide. Moving on, our next incident occurred in a prison of all places. This is where officers were seen using an unjust amount of force against a defenseless inmate. On August 11, 2016, in the Metropolitan Detention Center, Brooklyn, a sergeant who was currently on leave due to being investigated for an excessive use of force incident, was trying to get an inmate, Susie Chavez, to comply with his orders. The following footage showcases the events that transpired.
Stand up.
Face the wall. And do not move. What's your name?
Face the wall.
What's your name?
Although one may argue that the use of a taser was justified due to her resisting that order, this simply wasn't the case. For starters, the officers could have used bodily force to compel Ms. Chavez to face the wall, but chose not to, instead resorting to the use of a taser. According to the ACLU's taser policy, the taser is a use of force and is to be used only when necessary to overcome resistance while effecting an arrest, preventing an escape, in self-defense or in defense of another person from physical harm, and in accordance with this department's use of force policy. Since they were capable of handling her without it, the taser was an unnecessary tool in the act of making the inmate obedient. Furthermore, it should be noted that the officer did not give out a verbal warning before tasing the victim. This is strictly forbidden since, according to the ACLU, officers will, if feasible, give the subject a verbal warning before using the taser. The warning should be an explicit statement such as "Stop, get on the ground, or you will be tased." Officers will also announce to cover officers that the taser is being deployed whenever possible.
Stop resisting.
I wasn't.
Yes, you were. Stay right there. Don't move. I need you to be quiet. Quiet. Stay there until we're done. Put her in a wrist lock and twist her wrist until she shuts up and stops crying.
Oh my God! I need to be quiet. Look down. What's your name? What's your name? What's your name? Ah! Be quiet. You're gonna break my wrist. Be quiet. Be quiet.
Thank you.
Oh! You need to be quiet. Quiet.
Thank you. Now we're gonna go for a walk.
Quiet. Do not grab my hand. Quiet.
We are gonna walk down to medical in between here and there. We need you to be quiet just like you are right now. No talking, no nothing. Any questions? All right.
Do not lift your head up. What the You're gonna break my wrist. You need to be quiet. Stop grabbing my hand.
Be quiet.
According to KOAT Action News, the victim's gut-wrenching screams went on for more than 45 minutes as she pleaded with the officers. With such prolonged use of force on a mostly harmless inmate, it's clear that the officers present were liable for using an excessive amount of force. While this would normally constitute a violation of the Fourth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, prisoners unfortunately do not enjoy full constitutional rights. They do, however, receive Eighth Amendment protection, which states, "Excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted." With an excessively long detainment of 45 minutes, it's plain to see that Ms. Chavez's 8th constitutional right was violated. Moreover, considering that no one stopped the victim's torture for that long of a duration, the other officers present who were witnessing this unfold were responsible for violating their department's duty to intervene policy, which states, Officers will be trained in and must recognize and act upon the affirmative duty to intervene to prevent or stop, as appropriate, any officer from engaging in excessive force or any other use of force that violates the Constitution, other federal laws, or department policies on the reasonable use of force.
And stop crying. We gotta get you to medical. Face the wall. Face the wall. Can you put him behind her back?
Yep. Look forward. We're gonna readjust these restraints. Do not move. Do not face us. Face the wall.
Grab her by the elbow, the right elbow. There you go.
Do not move. Just face the wall. Shh. Quiet.
Bring that arm behind her. Grab that one. Got it? Yes, sir.
Do not move. Continue to face that wall or the window. I'm gonna sue you. Do not move. Be quiet,
really
you
need
guys. Close your. Ah! Keep your hand over there. Thank you. Face the window. Do not move. Do not move. Listen to my order.
Bend forward at the waist. Keep your head down. Walk. Turn to your left. Easy, easy.
Everything that's supposed to be on the walls are unauthorized.
Easy. Down.
You're easy. I'm gonna. Ow! I'm gonna you guys. Quiet. Quiet. I'm gonna do the Ow!
Quiet.
It was at this point that the officers also made use of a mace and sprayed the victim's eyes. During this exchange, the officer was heard to have said, "Yeah, they're supposed to hurt," after pepper spraying the inmate. This was clearly an ill-advisable action since, according to the Office of Justice Programs, once a mace has been applied and empty hand techniques are being used, commands must be given to direct the now confused and distracted subject, lie down on the ground, and stop resisting arrest. Tell the subject what is required and how to stop the pain of a compliance technique. These commands also communicate to witness the officer's desire to use minimal force. After a review of the incident, MDC Interim Administrator Thomas Ruiz said that new training was going on at the jail, which would help officers deal with situations like this. He also stated that if it happened again, then he promised to take action. Unfortunately, as of the date of this recording, nothing has been said regarding the status of the victim or the oppressors. Next up, we have a case where an officer ultimately killed a man trying to get away from him during a traffic stop. On March 28, 2019, in Rochester, New York, Officer Dezel allegedly witnessed a truck make an illegal lane change, brake, and maneuver erratically on the streets near a local Cubs store. As a result, the officer chased after and pulled over the driver, a 39-year-old by the name of Albert Deschaux.
Well, just park my car, get my milk.
I think your driving is what's wrong.
What? I drove and got my gas. Right here, I'm gonna go home and get my milk.
Okay, well, here's the thing. When I was on Marion Road, okay, you swerved into the turn lane. When you turned again, you swerved far over to the turn lane again.
Sorry.
I mean, you're not even looking to see where you're going.
Yeah, but at least I know how to drive. I can drive semi.
Okay, well, this isn't a semi, this is a car.
I know.
Do you ever driver's license and insurance for the vehicle?
After being handed the driver's license, the officer told Mr. Deschaux to search for his proof of insurance and then return to his squad car.
Sir, get back in the car.
They could find it and show it. No.
Just go ahead and have a seat back in the car.
Call that number.
What's that number?
I mean, that's my mother's number. That's me.
Okay, that's fine. Just have a seat back in the vehicle. Sir, get back in the car. 2221, can I have one more car my way?
It was at this point, though, that Mr. Deschaux began driving away, prompting the officer to chase after him.
It keeps driving away from me. Get out of the car.
Sorry.
Get out of the car now.
Why?
Right now, you're being detained because you're driving away from a traffic stop.
I'm sorry.
Get out of the car.
My mom's car, okay?
Out of the car.
I'm trying to turn my lights.
Face the car.
Whatever.
Face the car.
I'm trying to.
Step out of the car now.
Jeez, I'm not doing anything
illegal. Face the car. Leave.
Shut the car.
Face the car now.
Whatever.
Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
I don't put my keys in my pocket.
Put your hands behind your back now.
I'm not doing anything illegal. Hey, you call my mother. Can you shut my car door?
Stop. Put your hands behind your back now.
Why?
Put your hands behind your back now or you will be tased. Do it. Do it now.
Call my mother. You know, I will
get out of the car now or you'll be tased.
I don't want to know.
21, one's running towards Cup Boots.
Get on the ground now, or you will be tased. Get on the ground now. You want to call my mother? Get on the ground now. Right here. Do not move. Get on the ground now. Get on the ground now. Get on the ground.
Behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
Whatever.
There you go. Put your hands behind your back.
What the hell? What the hell? I gotta go.
Stop.
Mom!
Stop.
Right here. Ah, jeez. What the hell?
All right, I got cuffs out. I've got this one.
You need two? Here, let me get
Yeah. Okay. We're going to sit you on your butt for right now, okay? Thanks. Let's just do. Dave's responsible for pass so we don't miss areas. Okay, right now you're under arrest for obstructing and fleeing on foot at minimum.
Although the officers were justified in detaining the victim with an appropriate amount of force, there was one major issue present throughout this whole ordeal. As shown in the footage, one of the officers placed his full body weight and knees around Mr. Deschaux' neck. This is greatly unacceptable since, as previously stated, the SCRJ model policy labels the use of chokeholds or similar lethal techniques as deadly force and forbids their usage. Despite this, the officer continued to sit atop the victim's neck. Furthermore, since the technique comes under the use of deadly force, it's important to know when an officer is allowed to employ it. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, 1. Deadly force may not be used solely to prevent the escape of a fleeing suspect. 2. If feasible and if doing so would not increase the danger to the officer or others, a verbal warning to submit to the authority of the officer shall be given prior to the use of deadly force. 3. Deadly force should not be used against persons whose actions are a threat solely to themselves or their property, unless an individual poses an imminent danger of death or serious physical injury to the officer or others in close proximity. Unfortunately, these guidelines were ultimately ignored, and the officers only realized the consequences of their mistakes once they rolled the now unresponsive victim over.
Right side's. You good, Jason? Yeah. Right side's clear. Okay, let's tilt this way a little bit. We gotta get him sit up.
There should be one in the black bag in the hatch.
He's out. He's out. Hey. He's cold. Hey.
Desperately, the deputies began performing CPR along with other life-saving procedures. Sadly, despite their attempts, Mr. Deschaux eventually died in their custody. The Southern Minnesota Regional Medical Examiner's Office later stated that the cause and manner of death were pending scene investigation and additional studies. In the end, while the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension was handling the investigation, the officers responsible for this were placed on administrative leave. Unfortunately, as of the date of this recording, no new information has been updated regarding this case. Finally, we have an incident where an officer choked a victim to death and was later charged with manslaughter for his crime. On February 29, 2020, in El Paso, Texas, Officer Christopher Smelzer pulled over a vehicle and conducted a traffic stop where he ordered the driver, Antonio Valenzuela, and his friend to step out. The situation greatly escalated, however, as the driver and his passenger started to run.
Get on the ground! You ready right now? If you don't stop, bro, you what? Do not reach. You understand me? Hit me harder. You better stop. Harder. Give us your hands. Give us your hands. Give us your hands! Give us your hands! Give me harder. Give us your hands. Give us your hands. I have one of them. All right, stand by. Hang on. Hang on, Tutan. Hang on. You got it? All right. I'm gonna choke you out, bro.
It was at this point that the officer shouted out that he would choke Mr. Valenzuela. What the officer didn't account for, though, was that such an act would be considered as making a death threat. According to Find Law, federal law prohibits transmitting any threat to injure the person of another and penalizes such threats with 5 years in prison. Moreover, death threats are also prohibited by the United Nations Human Rights Office, which states, "No law enforcement official may inflict, instigate, or tolerate any act of torture or other cruel, inhumane, or degrading treatment or punishment, nor may any law enforcement official invoke superior orders or exceptional circumstances, such as a state of war or a threat of war, a threat to national security, internal political instability, or any other public emergency as a justification of torture or other cruel, inhumane, or degrading treatment or punishment." Although the officer was justified in trying to detain Mr. Valenzuela, he was not allowed to make such violent statements. By doing so regardless, he violated federal law and was liable to go to prison.
Hang on. There you go.
Hey. Give up, bro. Give up, bro. Give up. Give up, bro. Hey. Get that other hand. Give up, bro. Give up.
As one could hear from the available footage, Mr. Valenzuela was gasping for air as the officer viciously choked and strangled the victim's neck. Needless to say, this was yet another violation of the SCRJ model policy on chokeholds and carotid restraints. This is made even more apparent when taking into account that the U.S. Department of Justice announced written department-wide policies explicitly prohibiting the use of chokeholds and carotid restraints, and limiting the circumstances in which the department's federal law enforcement components are authorized to use unannounced entries. Despite all of these laws and policies, Officer Smelser endangered the life of the victim by detaining him in this manner.
You can give up, bro. No. You got him? Do you guys have him? Get his other hand. Get the other hand. Yeah. Do you have his other hand? All right. Hey, he's out. He's out. We got him. Let him go, let him go. No, Central. We're gonna need use of force. If you'll log down, BNR applied. VNR, vascular neck strain. Hey Josh, will you do me a favor? I lost my taser somewhere right there. Yeah, it's right there with the light. You said there's no, it's just this guy. Get him up. Hang on. Hang on for just a second. We got time. We're good. No, I got you. He's good.
Even though another officer wanted to make sure that Mr. Valenzuela was all right, Officer Smelser denied him that option and prematurely stated that the man was all right, despite him clearly being unresponsive. According to the United Nations Human Rights Office, law enforcement officials shall ensure the full protection of the health of persons in their custody, and in particular, shall take immediate action to secure medical attention whenever required. By not attending to the person under his custody, and even refusing another officer's request to check on the victim, Officer Smelser violated this international policy. It should also be noted that the other officers present were allowed to report their peers' misconduct, since according to the same organization, law enforcement officials shall respect the law and the present code. They shall also, to the best of their capability, prevent and rigorously oppose any violations of them. Law enforcement officials who have reason to believe that a violation of the present code has occurred or is about to occur shall report the matter to their superior authorities and, where necessary, to other appropriate authorities or organs vested with reviewing or remedial power.
He's out. Huh? Oh yeah, he's out. Yeah, for this side. Yeah. What's up? Yeah, that's fine. You'll stand by with it. Man. Weapon? Okay. Hey, he dumped some here too. Yeah, he was dumping. Hey, do me a favor. Wait, if you guys are good with him, stand by with. Come on. He was just running and throwing shit, man. So he ran from around this way back over here.
Right there.
Yeah, he was. Let me have it here.
But we both kept flipping.
Man, that was a good little scrap.
It was at this point that the officers began investigating the surrounding area, looking for items that Mr. Valenzuela dropped while he was running.
Alright, sounds good. No, about the truck. Huh? He ran. We pulled him out to 15 him, and he just ran right away. So 2-ton is right behind him. I go to hit him with the taser, and I guess it missed. So I go again with another one, and we get to the fence, and as I go to grab him, my taser falls down, and he hops the fence. So I get over, and I'm able to catch up to him and pull him down, and he pulls out of his jacket. Keeps going from there, and we get him around on that side, and it was just a fucking fight from there. 908 Central 2. If you'll have him just go a little east of that, and then we'll flag him down. Hey bro, that's... Yeah, we'll have a few charges. We're good.
So as soon as you said he was going to step out, I was like, oh.
Man, it was a good little fight.
That was a good fight, bro.
That was a good little fight.
No, I know. We were like that, but we were like, dude. Because we were your seatbelt, we kept reaching. I kept saying as I seen the word gas on, he was just twisting.
Dude, I couldn't. Yeah.
Back to the house.
Dude, I couldn't get that VNR right. Then finally I did, and he went out. Yeah, he wouldn't give up, man. No, it was.
Got walking around somewhere? You guys can go walking around somewhere?
I don't know. That's the problem.
We can try to like bring him over.
Let me. I mean, he's gonna have to go.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go.
We had to choke him and put him out, so he's gonna have to go. Yeah, but it's locked up. So let me walk around and see if I can find another one. Hang on. Yeah. 2-ton. Where's he at? We're either gonna have to pull him over or cut the lock on that side. Huh?
Due to the officer restraining the victim's neck and causing lethal damage to him, medics had to make their way onto the scene. While they were en route, the present officers tried performing CPR on Mr. Valenzuela.
Yeah, just hold on. Okay, this guy went out. They're doing CPR on him right now. So I don't know what happened, but
Why do you have to check? Because he's like, you want to come out? You can hear him kind of snoring. Okay, can you check him again? 97. Check his pulse. Because I can't find it, and he said he's down there.
no, I mean I agree, but still, fuck, I don't want anything like that to happen.
As soon as he stepped out, it said,
Dude, it's all good. We did.
So, okay, I think I saw what happened. I know you guys took off.
Yeah.
Because I started to take off after it, but then I stopped because I remember the female there. But then you guys chased him around here. Did anything happen that I couldn't see in the back of the building?
No, the only thing that happened is once we got around here, after I grabbed him, he pulled out of his sweatshirt, kept going and stopped him just enough that 2-ton was able to grab him. We got him right here and took him down to the ground. He started reaching,
yeah.
which later we found he had a knife in there.
So he was, I mean, we're pretty confident that that's what he was going for. As he kept fighting, he wouldn't give up, kept tucking his arms, so we kept throwing strikes and doing whatever we could to get him to, to get him to comply.
Yeah.
Eventually got to the point where I was able to get my arm around him and apply the VNR.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to get it because he kept tucking his chin.
Yeah.
Eventually he got it up just enough where I was able to slide it under. I readjusted, got it, and put him out. He was snoring, so we know he was still okay at that point.
Yeah.
I believe Tucson said Guadi started checking on him, heard him snoring.
Yeah.
And then from there, that's when they said, hey, I don't know if I can feel a pulse. So AMR hopped over and started CPR right away. So.
Okay.
Yeah, they're.
Just leave it for now.
Leave everything in place. Yeah, just leave it. We'll leave everything the way it is for now.
Yeah. Less than 10 minutes. Maybe 5. Maybe, yeah, about 5.
Sure. What are you doing right now?
Oh, man. Huh?
He's wearing a sweater?
He had a jacket on, like a flannel jacket. Hey, Andy. What were you looking for? Hey, if you're looking for him, your keys are over here.
Yeah, I can't touch anything but my watch and my mags over there.
So one of my mags popped out. So I'm gonna have to. I mean, I'll just tell him that I picked it up, but. Huh?
What?
I just lost one of my mags, but I picked it up already. So
you did?
yeah, so I'll just have to let him know. But
I drive stunned him. He grabbed the taser on me at one point.
yeah, I saw that too. He's trying to reach for that.
Yeah, I don't know if he was going for the dope. He's going for the knife. Like, I still didn't even finish the sentence.
I saw him reaching. I couldn't tell what.
Get that front right. That's the left arm. Yeah, I didn't even think that. I don't know if he was going for that dope or the knife drill. So he did it.
I really hope we didn't tell somebody right now.
We did everything right, man.
Well, I agreed, but I'm still saying I hope we didn't. But
I just feel like I should have picked him up more.
Do you monitor our radio? Oh no.
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
I didn't hear the radio traffic, but you had already confirmed the warrant, right?
Yes, the warrant's already confirmed.
Yeah, it was confirmed. How many?
There's one. It was a felony APO warrant out of Santa Fe, a parole violation.
By the way, were you hurt at all?
I have just whatever scratch was on my elbow, but that's it. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else. I think it should be good.
Fire or just fire?
No, just the squad.
Yeah, fire or whatever it was. Tucson, did you get hurt or anything?
Hey, it'll be engine 1. It's engine 1, AMR, let me see.
Oh, my camera's gone too. My thing came off. I think it was underneath you.
Huh?
So this wasn't ball. My taser wasn't ball.
Yeah.
I tried to send him. He grabbed my taser, tried to pull. I had to pull away from him, and out of like, I threw it away from him.
Yeah.
And then I realized what I did after I hit him and I picked it back up. So tasers and ball, I picked it back up before all this. Yeah. What did your taser hit? I saw your lights.
So
right?
one of them,
I saw the lights hit the back.
one of them got him in the jacket. I don't know if the other one did or not, but I think his jacket was too big and it didn't penetrate all the way through.
Right before I tripped, I saw your dots. Like
yeah.
Right
Have you already got photos? Our photos?
Yes. Sorry. I don't know who took photos though. Do you know?
Yeah. Taking photos of my.
What's it called?
965.
Huh?
What's 44? What is it, 44?
It's a parole violation out of Santa Fe for, I think, code 16.
That's legit though, you knew he was done.
Huh?
Parole violation, you knew he was done.
When you said that name, that's not familiar. Do you have any priorities?
I should have been more aggressive when you stepped out.
Let's see what happens here first before we get too far out. Just for now,
because of the situation, we're going to go ahead and have you guys separate for now. And
Me and Tutan, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because of the situation, and what we're going to do is we're going to have.
You want us to just hang out at our units for a minute?
Stay with the other officer here.
You want us to just hang out at our units? I mean, we're not going anywhere.
After the incident, the Las Cruces Police Department received Mr. Valenzuela's autopsy report and, after viewing it, determined that it was in the best interest of the department and the community to relieve Officer Smelser of his duties as a result of his involvement in this incident. This was because the victim's autopsy revealed hemorrhages in his neck muscles and fractured cartilage in his Adam's apple. The medical investigator who made the report said that Valenzuela died due to asphyxial injuries caused by physical restraint and ruled the man's death a homicide. This meant that Officer Smelser was solely responsible for the victim's death and therefore committed manslaughter. Since then, at least pending the results of the autopsy, the officer has been on administrative leave. Furthermore, the Las Cruces Police Department prohibited the use of vascular neck restraints during apprehensions after Valenzuela's death. Unfortunately, no further updates have been made available regarding Officer Smelser's current predicament. Be sure to check out our previous video, where we cover another outrageous police encounter